What's up, fellow lords of gaming? Welcome back to another episode of Marvel Future Fight. So, a bit of a bad news and a little bit of an update, really, because I'm still desperately trying to grind out the epic quest for the Eternals, unfortunately. So here goes an interesting piece of information. Basically, grinding out through the epic quest for Icarus. I'm at the last stage and I need more books. Yeah, so while it's a cheaper cost to upgrade him through the epic quest, you're still basically looking down at the barrel of basically having you only get like a 0.25% discount, because you still need 8 books out of the total 10. You're still going to need all of the Essence of Dimensions, Titan component packs, and so forth to get him through the levels. So it's not really, it's not cheap to level him up, basically, per se. So I'm still working on him, but in the meantime, while I'm still trying to gather up enough books, I've basically got the gem and jewel of the Eternals update so far, Makkari, basically ready to go. So if you are interested to know exactly who you probably want to be investing your time the most in, Makkari is basically looking like the goddess of the update, which is nice. If you know, you know. It's nice to see her getting her shine. Really interesting character, so I want to walk you guys through the level up process that I'm going in through for her. I'm going to tell you right now that I'm going to use the potential realization ticket. So how did I get Makkari up to tier 2, by the way, just in case you are interested in knowing? I used a 6-star mega rank up ticket and a tier 2 mega rank up ticket, and she is every bit worth it. I'm also going to use the potential realization ticket so that way I could skip the whole process of using her in world boss, legend, or ultimate in order to basically get all the potential. Right now I don't want to deal with the hassle of that. She's just that damn good, so I'm going to use that in order to awaken her potential. Lastly, we got to use a potential enhancement ticket. This is one that I have still left over. It can only be used on non-nat T2 or T3 characters. For me, that's pretty easy to work out because I don't have that many characters left to level up, so I'm going to use this 4-star level 4 advanced ticket. That'll get her to 66. I'll still have to get the other 5 levels, I believe it is, or the other 2 levels, excuse me, 68 and then 70, but she is highly worth it. But I'm just basically getting to skip that one. Oh wait, I had another one. Yay. So this one will get her to 68. Okay, cool. Cool. That's awesome. Wait, tell me I don't have another one. Yes, I do. All right, guys. So if you really want to know where you can get these enhancement potential tickets from, a really simple place to get them from. Basically, what you want to do is play the story mode. That's the place I got the majority of them. Story mode seems to grant really good rewards. If you are looking at any one mode in the game that you're looking at grinding on a day-to-day basis, story mode is it. So you probably want to jump there. We're also going to now awaken her potential. You can see the requirements: 240 what the hell are these things called, CCF, and then the awakened crystals. This is not a really big price. Like getting 240 CCF, you can get that almost in a day, especially if you're able to complete world boss legends. So let's get ahead and awaken that, and there we go. Makkari, she's awakened. So now the interesting about awakening and stuff like that is that once you awaken a character, once they're there, you notice she still doesn't have the icon. You still are required to transcend her. Trust me, you're going to want to do that with Makkari. Here goes the part that we really run into the problem, and that's resource management. Let's hope that I don't get shafted on any of these, so that way you guys can see the full through. I'm praying to God that you guys get to see the full through. You do have the ability to get shafted on these though, and that's the sucky part. Like 15 is not so bad, but 21, that's terrible. 36, wow, 36 is rough. 36 is a yeah, that's no lube right there. That is a no lube adventure right there. Let's see what I get here. 9, 12, not so bad. 16, not so bad. 14, nice. 16, nice. All right, so I got kind of lucky on that one. And let's keep going. I always do the top one and the bottom one first. Don't ask me why. It's just something that I do. I feel like those are the 2 hardest ones to get. and so that's why I do them. They usually cost the most, and in terms of from what I look at, I might be overthinking it, but they usually cost the most in terms of like getting it to 25. And as long as I don't get shafted on those, I know I'm typically good for it, you know what I mean? So 6, 4, those are really nice. 13, not so bad. Ooh, 23, Jesus. Net marble devs, wow, what the flip. So there she goes, she's at 25. We are still looking to transcend her, but there's going to be some, oh no, I guess I'm ready to do it. No, I don't think I am really. Yeah, so my awakened skill is not transcended, so let's go back to that because we want her awakened skill, right? So skills, it's this skill up here at the top that you're going to awaken. While we're in here, we'll max out her other skills. If I'm playing a character and I'm going to awaken them, I typically just typically level up all the skills. For some characters, it's not really necessary. Like Makkari, you're not really necessarily touching her 2 and her 1 skill, really. So you can kind of forego those, but 3, 4, and 5, they're pretty much bread and butter for what you're using her for. Next, we need to max out these skills. Not so bad because the resources required to do this, not too difficult. Like they're only asking you for black antimatter, Nornstones of Chaos, and the awakened crystals. As long as you're playing in squad rank and some of the other modes, you should be gaining enough of these resources that it shouldn't be too difficult. So we're going to awaken, and at the top you see a 720, 180 Nornstones, and 350 of the awakened crystals. 2 million gold though, so that's a lot. But basically there you go. So now we can transcend her, and the requirement is still just awaken and then these Mandalay gem fragments. So not too bad in terms of transcending the potential on a character. Nice, I'm in love with it. I'm totally in love with it. Alliance, we'll share with my alliance. I always like to share with my alliance. Next up that we're looking at, I want to make sure that this character gear set, like you see, is at movement speed right here. Nah, bro, that's not the option that we want. Actually, I didn't think about this. Which one do I need for this one? This is interesting. So hold on, before we do that, let's go inside here. Let's take a look at the details on the character. She's at max attack speed. Critical rate is 51, critical damage 194, 50, 50. That's good. And there's no urus, so that's really good. She doesn't have any uru equipped to her at all. And then she has dodge at 60. So this is really a toss-up, because this is kind of good, right? Because when you look at the character and you want to, I like to max things out on a character, meaning that all of the primary stats from, you know, reduce cooldown duration, attack speed, crit rate, crit damage, dodge, and if I can, you know, boost up the HP and recovery rate, I like to do. So she's already near max for most of these. That's damn good, because I don't even have her uniform all the way maxed out. Let's take a look at her uniform real quick. So the problem with her uniform is that you basically got to acquire all of the bios, right? And now you probably acquire bios inside her story mode to help out in this, but you know, you're not going to acquire bios anywhere else other than the one mission. I think it's called Heroes. What is it called? Hero. Let's take a look. I gotta look at it because I can't remember what it's called now. Heroes Reunited. So inside this mission, if you purchase the pack, you'll be able to collect bios for her every day. For this typically has been about 15 to 20 bios, and then you can also collect the dimension shift rewards, which is either Icarus or Cersei. I'm looking at this little up here, this little gem, and I'm thinking maybe that's why I'm seeing him so much, although today I got Cersei, I didn't get Icarus, so it's pretty cool. Let's take a look real quick. All right, so that's what we basically need to do for her. So now Makkari's pretty badass, so I don't feel bad about going ham on her. So I'm going to advance in her type enhancement. I don't do that for every character, but Makkari is looking like she is, I hate that they offer this every single time. She's looking like she's going to be god tier and above. So like whatever you want to consider her, she looked like she's going to be the upper echelon of characters. And I'm hoping that that actually is true, because she's looking like she's going to be able to compete with a lot of characters. If you want more information, detailed information, I'm not going to hide the fact that I watch Cynic Alex. I watch Beast Mode. I loved Beast Mode's videos on Makkari, specifically talking about specific things. So if you really want to, go check those out. It's always nice to throw people some other way. Damn it, failed it. All right, so I failed it. I'm not going to try to go any higher than that, because it's just a fail, and I'm not going to push this any harder, so I'll just let it be for that one. Her ESO, this is something that we're going to want to change. I potentially want a Power of Angry Hulk, but I'll also accept an overdrive for her, so we'll roll for that. Let's see what happens. This is where it can get pretty damn expensive. Typically, I like to wait to see when these are the 50% off, and then I'll go down the whole list of my characters and just roll for any character I know that's going. Like, if you were to go inside my inventory of characters, my Barbie collector, you would see quite a few characters already have their potentials re-rolled. This part, I'm not kidding you, it can get expensive. You'll probably get that Hawkeye. 100% you probably get that Hawkeye. But getting the Power of Angry Hulk, oh, as we said, we get the Power of Angry Hulk. That is nice. So as you equipped these skills, you want to basically pay attention to what her skills are. They're all mostly physical damage, so physical damage of physical attack, so that's pretty good. So what we want to do is we want to keep ESOs specifically for that. So let's start out here, and I'll show you how to do it. So you can see this one is a complete physical attack Uru, and all the stars are max. I typically save those for characters that are in that upper echelon of like God tier, Omega tier characters. She is definitely in that ballpark, so we're going to put those. Now you can see this is a problem we run into. I've got a bunch of energy attack ones inside here. I think I can actually change this option. Let's try that out. So if you want to change options, you're going to need to use another ESO. I typically always use the HP or the dodge ESOs inside here to kind of re-roll that stat. Let's see if I can get the all attack inside. So nothing. Let's try it again. Jesus, they like, yo, bro, we ain't giving you jack. Wow. Really? That's how y'all gonna do me? There we go. All basic attack. Cost me $500,000 to do it. Jesus. So equip that one. Come over here. So we've got another one. So actually, instead of just re-rolling that one, we'll use the all basic defense one over here. And then we'll come over here. Let's see, we got energy, and then we got all basic defense. Let's just change the option on this one. It'll be easier to roll with that. Let's hope we get it right away. Boom, nice. There we go. And so we'll equip that one. I'm just doing it so that way she has max Power of Angry Hulk set bonus inside here. Probably going to be the best thing for us. So we got a crit rate one inside here. Nice. That's going to help boost up those crit rate numbers as well, so we don't have to worry about them. And then last but not least, we don't have any awakened crystals inside of here, so we'll probably end up having to do that. The only thing that we're looking at basically inside here now is how we build her, right? All basic attack increased dodge, or all basic attack HP is nice, or we can go for to max out her physical attack solely. So it's like one of those things where you have to play the guessing game, because like, for instance, let's say they do a Makkari update and somehow she's doing energy attack, but they switch it. Do I really want to have all basic attack? It's one of those things that you're typically playing with. They don't tend to do that, so you can pretty much just go like, for a character like her, I just want to go physical attack HP with her. I'm going physical. Don't tell me the game locked up on me. Okay, there we go. I was like, please don't lock up and crash. Don't lock up and crash. So here we go. Physical attack and HP. I'm going to stick with that, and I'm going to go physical attack and HP just because she is a speed combat physical class character, and I always worry about those classes have enough HP, but I like boosting up HP anyway, so we'll leave those there. That's good enough for our build right now. We will get that all the way up to 12 though and awaken those crystals, but it can be quite time consuming, so I'm not going to do that in this video. It's already getting kind of long enough. So we've got info, we've got her character, we don't have her Uru equipped yet. And then we're looking at her abilities. We have those. Her type is up there. Her artifact, right? So right now in here, I don't have any artifacts that I would necessarily equip to her as a character. However, she does actually have her own artifact in game. So if you go inside the store, let's do this. So this is going to be the first time I actually do this. But if you go inside the store, you go to the dimension chest inside artifacts, and you were to look at purchasing artifacts, you can see which ones are available, right? And Makkari actually has one inside here. This is Makkari's actual artifact for her. She's increases one of the following: justice, cruelty, that's her instinct, and then it's going to give you the random stat. But she also has this passive stat, which is pretty cool. She's increasing the basic damage she deals to enemies that have 50% HP or higher by 25%. That's actually pretty nice. So what I want to do, I've saved up a couple of these to be able to make these rolls. I want to make these rolls in this video specifically because I really want them for Makkari. Like, if I'm being perfectly honest, I really want Makkari's artifact, kind of hoping that I get it. We can see not. This is a rough thing because I kind of agreed with Beast Mode recently did a video about these roles, and basically it was, you know, grinding timeline survival. It's a exhausting thing. I think mostly is exhausting because you're looking at the okay, so we got 1 level, 2 level 3s. Okay, not too bad. It's exhausting mostly because from the aspect that you're looking at it, you're spending quite a bit of energy, and the artifact rewards that you're getting, they're not necessarily that good. So we basically did about 5 pulls there and we got nothing. Nada. Luckily, it only cost us our celestial upgrades, which we could dismantle for more. So like if you go to your inventory here, they'll show up again. Inside here, you can see all of these, and we can just dismantle as many of these as we can. So let's dismantle. Is it really gonna make me select all of them? Wow, it is actually gonna make me select all of them. So we won't select all of them because I'm not gonna, you know, go in here and look to re-roll again because it's gonna cost me another 250, and this is gonna take too long. But so you can basically see that's the cost of dismantling, and that's how you're gonna basically pick those up. So I was really hoping to get Makkari's artifact, and I'll probably keep grinding to get her artifact specific. But you can see how many artifacts I have. I already obtained Captain America and Wave. We'll equip those to those characters eventually, but I was hoping for higher level ones. You can enhance them as well, so that's pretty cool. But all right, let's go back in here now. Where's my Makkari? Team Makkari. There we go. So now we're basically looking down the character, and we're basically looking at how we're going to equip her with an artifact, how we're going to equip her with custom gear, and what do we specifically want for that character. Before we do that, we can take a look at the details to see how the character has been affected by the stat boost inside there. So we can see it not necessarily quite a bit, right? So a lot of this is going to increase depending on what ESO you equip with her. If you are not in-tune player with understanding the mechanics, like Makkari has the really cool thing about Makkari is she has a really simple skill roll, so don't feel bad about that. Like, you can legitimately probably put a CTP of energy on her and she'd probably be good to go. If you don't know what you don't know and you're not aware, it's always easy to just go look at other characters to see them. So typically, like Makkari inside here, you can go look and you can see, wow, this dude already got a Makkari. Jesus Christ, bro. And you can see he's got a CTP of energy, like I said, a brilliant CTP of energy. Well, motherfuckers, Jesus Christ, good on you. 2 of my favorite YouTubers that I really genuinely like to look at are, like I said, Cynic Alex and Beast Mode Gaming. And you can always go inside here, check your friends list, and literally pull up the recommended. And this is a really good way to see it. So the Undying Beast, because I don't want to go back and watch his videos, and I always like to see where these guys are at, because like I said, I really think that Beast Mode and Cynic Alex have a good handle on this game more than just about anybody else, and that includes, you know, some of the big play to win whales. I feel like they have a great handle on something. Now, I'm not going to deny any other YouTuber their clout for what they do and act like, you know, hey, I do this shit all by myself. So typically inside here, it's easy to just come in, look at a Makkari that he has. Looks like he's still doing some testing because he's basically got an obelisk still equipped to this bitch. And the fucked up part is she is killing shit with that obelisk. I'm just gonna let you know that, like, straight up front, she's that good. She is killing with that obelisk on. Like, go watch his videos, check them out. I'm not kidding you. Makkari is killing with a goddamn obelisk. That should let you know how good she is. Let's see what Cynics is looking at. I think I went too far. Where's his Makkari at? Oh, there she goes. He still has an obelisk, and I can tell you both of these guys have cleared World Boss Legend stages way higher. But like I said, for my P's and Q's, if you're really looking, that's just a way for you to do it. If you're really looking at building the character yourself and you're trying to figure it out, it's always just easy to look at the skills to see what's going on in here. So you can see what she does. Accumulation on her 3rd skill. 4th skill, she's running in there and she's got just a stun skill. And then her 5th skill, she's basically got paralysis and increased basic attack by 100. Play out those skills inside of the mode and you'll basically see how many hits they do. If they're doing a lot of hits, then it's easy to see that that character is a chain kind of hit character, and you want to basically equip based on that. If you really are not good, like for real, like you're not good at all at, you know, timing procs and stuff like that, then just equip a CTP of Rage. Always simplest. If you're not good, just equip a CTP of Rage and you won't have to worry about the procs at all. So Makkari, for me though, I think that she's gonna probably do the best with like a CTP of energy. I've got quite a few. She already gets a really big ignore dodge percentage in the first place too, so like against world boss, especially against Null, this is going to be really good for her because that's why you want to keep a CTP of energy. Meanwhile, you're looking at, like, you know, CTP of rage, and she has a critical rate and a dodge bonus. Some people will look at that as like, not, you know, look at certain characters and be like, that's a bad build on a character, because if I look at the 3rd skill, her total damage is accumulated from damage dealt, so we don't have to worry about that and we can hit it. Like if you have a high increased dodge rate and you're dodging characters hitting you and it's damage received, like Cap or Sharon Rogers, then it wouldn't be necessarily cool to have such a high dodge rate. You don't really want to worry about it. I think with Makkari, I don't know why, but for some reason I want to equip a rage, but I so bad when I equip a rage, but I'm gonna go with with a CTP of energy. That's just going to boost up her critical damage well beyond the limits. I'm going to have to re-roll this CTP as well, because you can see it's increasing my basic damage by 140 and not the full 200. So I'll end up having to use a few of these. So like I'll show you, for instance, right now, I'll change the option on this one and I'll use a CTP that's not doing me anything. It's going to cost me 10,000 gold. And basically what I'm looking for is a better rate. This was a terrible rate. Wow, this shit went down 25. Jesus Christ, that was a terrible reroll. Oh my god, let's try that one more time just so I could do it on screen. Oh, wow, terrible rerolls, but I'll end up having to re-roll those. Basically I'm looking at that critical damage, and I know that that's going to basically cap her critical damage, which is already at max, so which means I have to make up for her crit rate and her dodge inside here. So what I'm gonna do for that is I'll go to her, this will be the last thing I do for the video, I'll go to her character gear, and basically I'm going to basically amplify that gear. I don't typically do the chain. If I get 4, then I'm happy with that 4, right? And I'll go in and amplify them. I get 4, let's see, sometimes it takes a little bit, but I'm just looking for 4. Now if you really want to sit here, like Makkari's a big beast, I don't have as much gold anymore because of everything that I've done. You can just chain amplify for 300. She's a god and she's worth it, so you think about that. But I'm not getting my 4 rolls, so yeah, it sucks, right? But so what we're looking at doing now is basically accumulating for her stats. Now Makkari is a beast, like I just said. Total total badass. So I'm gonna look at all my urus that I have, my custom urus. Like, so for instance, you can see I got a physical attack crit rate uru here, and remember I said I need to make up for her crit rate, so this is going to be great because it's going to give her physical attack. Meanwhile, I also have some physical attack urus inside here, so this would be something else that I might want to put. Now, you can't equip more than one uru per slot. See that? Up to one enchanted uru can be equipped. So we can look at what that one enchanted uru is doing for her in terms of giving her a boost, and we can say it basically increased her about 4% inside here. I don't remember what the initial physical attack was. So that is essentially how you're looking at it. The last thing we want to do, though, is you're going to look at that character back inside here for her uru again, and what we want to equip inside here is going to be some normal uru that are at 6 stars. I like to go 6 stars. I'll see some people put 5-star in here. So this is the part where we run into a little bit of problem, because you can see I basically have only 5-star and I have 3 physical attack urus. I don't really like that, to be perfectly honest with you. So I typically, when I see that, I will go inside my inventory over here and I'd mark it down off to just try to upgrade some physical attack urus. So like, for instance, that's all of those inside here, and I'll go through the whole chain pool of upgrading those. I should be doing more of this more of the time, but to be perfectly honest, it always slips my mind and I never actually remember to do it, to, you know, try to end this place. And the screwy part about it is, it's not like I don't have the resources most of the time to just kind of melt these things down, but I just, like I said, it just slips my mind. It's one of those things that just, like, you know, you have the characters that you have and it doesn't become a really high necessity to try to keep up with every character, because some of the characters you have are good enough. It's a Barbie collector, so it is what it is. It's just one of those things. But for Makkari, I want to give her the best because I feel like she deserves the best, and she's one of the few, if you know characters that has received this treatment where you can be like, yo, she's dope. Now, that's not to say, for instance, Falcon recently got the treatment and I was pretty ecstatic and happy about that. So it's one of those things, you know what I mean? Like, if you know, you know. All right, so we got 6 of these left. Wow, max those out. Let's see if we get another one. Cool, we got another one. I think we got enough for 8. So now we have a total of 6 of these, so we need more of them. I have other ones in the back pot that we can do, so I'll show you what I'm typically going to do inside here. For this build, for instance, I'm going to run inside here for Makkari, and now I'm going to give her these so I'd give her 2 of the physical attack urus, right? She already has the physical critical rate uru inside here, which is boosting that up inside there. The next thing I would do for Makkari, because she is so goddamn good right now in terms of, you know, where she's looking at, I'm going to look at other ways to improve her. So for instance, the physical attack crit damage would be nice, but it's not needed, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. I can't equip another physical attack crit rate uru on her, so I'm not going to do it. But what I will do is give her that boost. Yes, and I'm also going to give her an HP boost inside here as well. Like I said, I'm happy that she's in there. I'm typically not a fan of speed characters, and when there is a good speed character, I'm going to give that character some love, because the only other speed character that we have right now that is up in that top standing, at least in my opinion, besides Falcon, is going to be Luna Snow. So I really want to make the use out of the team. So I'm definitely going to be using her. So this is typically how you would build your characters. Like, so for instance, inside here, I can tell you right now, I'm going to re-roll this for 5. And I'm going to rebuild some of these inside here to equip her with some of these other urus inside here as well. Especially, like, you know, I'm going to equip her with all these physical attack urus. I'm going to give her as many of these physical attack crit rate urus as I possibly can. And I'm definitely going to increase her with all these. So that's typically how I'm going to build a character. As I'm doing that, I'm going to look at the details to see how she's getting boosted from those. that gives you a better idea of where the character basically needs to build. The really weird part about all of the Eternal characters is they haven't given them any frenzy buffs, meaning like, you know, typically like on a character they'll have like a especially characters that are awakened or what do you call it, like tier 3'd. So let me show you what I mean by that. So like a character like No, for instance, right, if I go and look at his skills and stuff like that, he'll have a frenzy buff. I believe he has a frenzy buff. Where is his frenzy buff at? I know he has a goddamn frenzy buff. I'm pretty positive my man has it. I'll laugh at myself. No, there you go. Okay, so you can see right here it says increase all basic attack and basic defense by 35%, all speed by 1%, and then crit rate by 45%. So that's like a not an artificial way, but it's a super an add-on way of trying to top off skills, because you can look at his and be like, this is up every 9 seconds. So every 9 seconds you're basically proccing this skill, and that's going to give you a 45% increase. So I only need his crit rate to really be at 30%. Kind of get the point there. So it's really one of those weird things. Now, the reason why this is important in terms of how I build out the character, and this is the last part, I promise you guys, I know this video has gone on long, is that when you're building the uniform upgrades, right? So for instance, let's go past that. It's the uniform options. So right now, I basically only have 2. You can see crowd control time and HP Crescent Lifestyle Series. Oh my God, that is terrible. But so I'm going to look at this one with Doc Ock, and I'm basically going to re-roll that for dodge, because that's the only skill inside there that I'm gonna really want to re-roll. Thank God I have him at mythic, so we can go back and we look at her details, right? And inside her details now you can see exactly how much that boosted her costumes. Will always help boost the character. Luckily for Makkari, most of her skills were already boosted themselves anyway, so this is awesome because it's not going to cost me very much. I can almost guarantee with her next few options as I unlock them that I'll be able to max out crit rate, I'll be able to max out dodge, which will allow me to put a lot more into HP, which I'm really hoping to do, and then that way the character's kind of fully complemented and built. Hopefully I can get her artifact at some point, because I really want that extra damage that's coming from there. But if you're looking for the standout character from the Marvel Future Fight Eternals update thus far, Makkari is it. So I would tell you probably where I originally said, you know what, invest in Icarus, then probably go Cersei, then go Makkari. I'll take that back. Go Makkari, especially if you're purchasing the pack, then go Cersei and go Icarus last. Or if you don't feel like investing, you don't have the crystals to get Makkari, go with Cersei before you go with Icarus, because my man's falling off. I'm hoping that they give him a buff or something like that, because he ain't looking so hot right now. And we can see she's got the event too, so this is awesome. She's got the event right here, and I'm at 560 with the build I have right now, and my build ain't shit. I'm gonna give you guys an update video on this one as we run around and try to play with her inside some World Boss Legend. Until next time, guys, peace.